audience is a convention of university administrators. Another time, high school teachers of English. Another time, a women's alumni group. Mr. Rodriguez has written extensively about contemporary education. Several essays. I have argued particularly against two government programs, affirmative action and bilingual education. He is a provocative speaker. I have become notorious among certain leaders of America's ethnic left. I am considered a dupe, an ass, the fool, Tom Brown, the brown Uncle Tom, interpreting the writing on the wall to a bunch of cigar-smoking pharaohs. A dainty white lady at the women's club luncheon approaches the podium after my speech to say, after all, wasn't it a shame that I wasn't able to use my Spanish in school? What a shame. But how dare her lady-fingered pieties extend to my life? There are those in white America who would anoint me to play out for them some drama of ancestral reconciliation. Perhaps because I am marked by indelible color, they easily suppose that I am unchanged by social mobility, that I can claim unbroken ties with my past. The possibility. At a time when many middle-class children and parents grow distant, apart, no longer speak, romantic solutions appeal. But I reject the role. Caliban won't ferry a TV crew back to his island, there to recover his roots. Aztec ruins hold no special interest for me. I do not search Mexican graveyards for ties to unnameable ancestors. I assume I retain certain features of gesture and mood derived from buried lives. I also speak Spanish today, and read Garcia Lorca and Garcia Marquez at my leisure. But what consolation can that fact bring against the knowledge that my mother and father have never heard of Garcia Lorca or Garcia Marquez? What preoccupies me is immediate, the separation I endure with my parents in loss. This is what matters to me. The story of the scholarship boy who returns home one summer from college to discover bewildering silence, facing his parents. This is my story, an American story. Consider me, if you choose, a comic victim of two cultures. This is my situation. Writing these pages, surrounded in the room I am in by volumes of Montaigne and Shakespeare and Lawrence. They are mine now. A Mexican woman passes in a black dress. She wears a white apron. She carries a tray of hors d'oeuvres. She must only be asking if there are any I want as she proffers the tray like a wheel of good fortune. I shake my head. No. Does she wonder how I am here, in Bel Air? It is education that has altered my life, carried me far. I write this autobiography as the history of my schooling. To admit the change in my life, I must speak of years as a student, of losses, of gains. I consider my book a kind of pastoral. I write in the tradition of that high, courtly genre. But I am no upper-class pastoral singer. Upper-class pastoral can admit envy for the intimate pleasures of rustic life as an arrogant way of reminding its listeners of their difference, their own public power and civic position. Let's be shepherds. If only we could. Unlike the upper class, the middle class lives in a public world lacking great individual power and standing. Middle-class pastoral is therefore a more difficult hymn. There is no grand compensation to the admission of envy of the poor. The middle class rather is tempted by the pastoral impulse to deny its difference from the lower class, even to attempt cheap imitations of lower-class life. But I still am a shepherd. I must resist being tempted by this decadent solution to mass public life. It seems to me dangerous because, in trying to imitate the lower class, the middle class blurs the distinction.